Hello, lovely people. How are we? I hope we're all well. I had a few people, like, since I uploaded that little video I made like a week ago or something. A few people quite enjoyed it, so I thought I'd come back on and share my perceptions, some ideas I have, some ponderings, you could call it. Excuse my grey hair. So this week I've been thinking about a lot about rather. I've been thinking a lot about swapping expectation for appreciation. So in life, when we expect things from people, we're allowed the opportunity for disappointment. We're also projecting an energy of lack. We're projecting this, I want this now, I expect this because I don't have this from you right now. I don't have this thing, so I expect it. We're projecting lack energy out there, and I believe from my perception of what goes on is whatever you give out, you get back. Now with appreciation or gratitude, I like the word appreciation, we look at the world with lighter eyes, a lighter understanding, and we appreciate what we have in that moment. We appreciate things as they are, even if they look from the outside to be bad. For example, rejection, or you don't get something that you're expecting. It's protection, it's divine protection in a sense. Everything is divinely timed. You get everything that you need in that moment. Now, if you're changing your thought to appreciation, it creates less resistance, I think, less frustration in my experience. I've been kind of experimenting with changing your thoughts, really tapping into the subconscious, and it's been really beneficial for me. I understand how important it is to start getting control of my thoughts. Your subconscious controls 95% of your actions. That is huge. That is huge, and you have stuff that's been embedded in there for so long, like ever since you're a little kid, from outside sources, from so many things. So it's really important to get in behind the reins of that. So what I've been doing is Florence, Scovell, Shinn affirmations. She's a lady who was around in like the 1920s. She kind of worked with like the law of attraction and stuff. That's what they call it now. But this is ancient knowledge. It's been going around, man, for a long, long time. Your thoughts, your words, it's all energy. It's all electric. It's all interacts with your reality. It's very, very interesting when you start to dig. But after I've been doing these affirmations, I felt like I just a lot lighter, and I appreciate everything a lot more, and things have been coming into my life. I'm seeing like life in a whole brand new like perspective. Now through her kind of affirmations, she taps a lot into the divine source, God, all these. I hate these terms. I use the term God personally. It doesn't really matter what you call it. You can call it energy, you can call it whatever you want. It's more the relationship with that thing that's important. I think people like kind of switch off when I say these words. They instantly go, are you religious? I'm not religious. I have faith, I guess, and the universe and the world. When you look at it and you really narrow it all down, like, there's no way this was a fucking accident. I don't believe in coincidences personally. And just because we physically can't see something with our eyes doesn't mean it doesn't exist, right? You've got birds and animals. Birds are animals, but you've got animals that can see and hear things that we can't hear and see. Before infrared technology existed, we wouldn't have been able to see infrared waves. So just because we can't perceive it with our human eyes doesn't mean it doesn't exist. So we need to kind of release that, like, if I can't see it, it doesn't exist attitude. I think that's really restrictive. Just need to be a lot more open-minded. Where was I going with this? I think I'm just doing a little spiel. I made a video before and then it wouldn't upload. It was like 15 minutes long, and I was like, and there wasn't so much, it wasn't very cohesive, I think. But then again, who decided there needs to be a beginning, a middle, and an end to things? Like, we live in a world full of expectation. We need to be a certain thing, we need to do certain things. For who? Do you know what I mean? Like, I did not agree to this, so I'm not going to live my life like that. And we do believe in this world, we've got this lens on us all the time, because we live in a world of social media. And it's like, really, when you chop it all down, life doesn't, no one has this lens on you, so you can be yourself. Have the courage to be yourself, and have the courage to drop the expectations of other people of you. Our brain is like a sponge, man. Like, we're controlled so easily and manipulated so easily to think a certain way. Our society is quite destructive in that sense. So it's really important to release the what's the word? There is a word I'm trying to find. Release the imprint, I guess, or release the indoctrination. That's a bit of a strong word, to be honest. Release the, that's going to piss me off. It'll come to me if it needs to. It's not meant to be that word I'm meant to use, clearly. Where was I? Let me breathe for a minute. Center myself. Because when I'm doing these sort of spiels, or like streams of consciousness, I call them, whatever the hell, they just kind of go. It just goes. I turn it on, it goes, and I don't really know where it's going. There's no set path. I just kind of follow what's in here and go with the flow. And it gets somewhere eventually. Yeah, I was saying, yeah, why does there need to be a beginning, a middle, and an end? That's what I said. So me and my friend the other day were having a conversation about like life in general, and he brought up midlife crises, and he was like, I believe, and he's like, you can go through quarter life crises, just crisis modes, right, where we realize we're not actually living to what's true in the heart. We're living to an image that is expected of us. Like, for example, you get to a certain age, it's like, why do I want to change everything now? Is because I've not lived to what I want in my heart. I've not lived and done what I initially wanted to do. And that's scary. It's really scary. And like, we all have to kind of be perfect individuals who you know, deal with their shit and have money coming in and have their perfect job and all this shit. And it's like, the only important thing is that you're a human being. You connect to your humanness, you connect to yourself, and you connect to others, and you be yourself. That's it. It does not matter what car you drive. It doesn't matter what house you live in. It doesn't matter what clothes you wear. Express yourself through them if you so wish. Of course, there's nothing wrong with that at all. But don't make it your all. Because you're going to lose yourself. When you're older, you're then going to have to go through these lessons when you're older, trying to find yourself. Yourself becomes abandoned. There's a really interesting podcast, if you're interested in listening to it. It's called Know Thyself. I'm on like episode 3 or 4, I don't know. But they're really, really incredible. And in the episode it talks about the esoteric brain. And he says, be the master of the cause, not the victim of the effect. Change the thoughts, obviously change your life. It's really, I personally feel, a really important mantra to live by. Be the master of the cause, not the victim of the effect. So rather than going, why is this happening to me? Go, okay, this is happening for me. How can I shift the perspective of what's happening and fit it in to how I can progress and move forward, rather than going, oh my god, shit, that's just happened to me, oh my god, life is awful, blah blah blah. You're then becoming a victim. We live in a world, victim mode, victim mode, victim mode, victim mode. Get out of that. Watch yourself like a snake, like looking at prey. Step back and go into an observational mode and look at yourself. How do you react to things? How do you perceive things? Become the master of yourself. And it's quite difficult, obviously. You have to go through the pains and you have to go through frustrations. Like last night, I was having a mad time, like dealing with all sorts of stuff I've buried for ages. And I was doing a thing called primal scream therapy. I don't know if you've heard of it. But we have all these emotions as humans and we don't really learn how to deal with them. We're kind of taught to push them away, especially anger. It's instantly going, anger, bad, no. And then you keep it in, and it explodes. I was having a bit of a time last night, and then I realised I had so much anger within me that has not been expressed due to things that I've gone through. I need to deal with that now. I was bawling, crying, I was screaming into a pillow. I was literally making noises like an animal, like, but you've got a primal self, right? Your emotions are natural. Accept them and express them in a safe environment, in a safe way, knowing that there's nothing wrong with them. If we constantly tell people there's something wrong with an emotion, that's when these negative coping mechanisms can happen, and when these destructive attitudes can happen, like aggression towards people, rather than taking the anger and releasing it in a good way. That's the same with all these emotions. There's a book, Conversations with God. It's in the book 3 where it talks about this, so I'm going to reread the excerpt and film it at some point, because it's got the most incredible understanding of emotions and what they are and how we need to stop demonizing them. Anyway, I just went on a spiel. I hope you have a wonderful day, or night, or morning, whenever you're watching this. If it pisses you off, apologies. If it makes you happy, if it makes you think, then I've done the right thing for the day. And that's all we're all here to do, is to spark things in people, to help people to connect. So I'm grateful for your witness, whatever the emotion that carries is. And yeah, swap expectation for appreciation. Shift the lens. Move forward. And yeah, be blessed. You're all blessed, always. Always. Yeah. Have a nice day.